the morning, guys! What a week it's going to be.
Right.
It's a big one.
Huge, innit? Massive week. £320 still sickened with you.
320 quid for a hospitality. Gonna get me suit measured.
You got hospitality, aye?
Hospitality, we're doing it proper. Last time we got hospitality.
Why do you never sit with the punters, mate?
He's too
No,
big.
that is with the punters, mate. You're in amongst it. Remember the last time me
320
and
sit
him,
the fans.
me and him played 520 quid and we were sitting drinking cans in it as the car park getting pictures with
bottles of
punters.
bucky.
Oh, I remember that.
So did you actually pay for hospitality?
Fucking what? I'm not taking things for free, mate.
I like you.
No, I'm not one of them. Dinner
I had two tickets for free. I'm paying $320 now. Sick.
Are you going hospitality with him?
City and booty.
That'd be someday. I take it you're only taking him because you'll get double the drink for the price.
You get to practice lifting the Scottish Cup with Tom Boyd's ears.
That's part of the thing, that's part of the package, innit? He waits at Celtic Park.
And he opens your bottles with his teeth, doesn't he?
You asked for that, man, but the teeth fan. No, but it's a massive week though, innit?
How are the Slimes in the build up to this?
They're no gone actually. They were slaughtering me last night saying, can you please use all your contacts you've got to get us in. I don't know who they're talking to now. If it's no James, you're no, and he's patches recently, so.
Does he?
I was thinking that he talked about the charity match you're playing. James, he must be due a testimonial, eh? And McGregor.
I'd like to think so, he's been there 24 years. Two testimonials coming out.
But surely I would get asked for that, no?
Surely he'll
I think
get
he
a
would
coat hanger
actually.
at his top for a
See if he didn't ask you, that would be used. That would be the nail in the coffin.
Nah, it would
I
just.
think the nail's already in the coffin, mate. He
Think so,
patches
aye.
him constantly.
Who would these testimonial be against?
Air, wouldn't it?
The air?
No, it'd be somebody under 13s, won't it?
Oh, for me? Oh, fuck knows.
Why don't they play Boca? James's testimonial.
Good shout. Flying in Boca. Flying. But nobody talking about me, Kev. What was your weekend about, mate?
Just kids football, mate.
Your wee boy got scouted with Rangers, don't know if you like to see that, but he did.
Did he?
Aye, Danny.
Oh, but Jude said he was brilliant at the weekend.
Oh, unbelievable.
Do you know what helps though, Kev? I think because he was a player
Aye,
and then he goes in goals.
100%.
but he's just they're all the team's flying. Let's not beat up.
What a job you've done, mate.
Mate, the team is fucking flying. That team we were playing Saturday was supposed to be one of the top teams in North Atlantic.
Picking your arse, sir.
7-2.
Was it 7-2?
7-2. Boy telling me about his striker. Aye, boy's out at Rangers, he's some player.
Bosh.
Gosh.
Bash.
I've Kane and 8-year-olds now in the podcast. Honestly, what's happening?
That's incredible.
Listen, we're not here.
Striker dealt with.
We're here to fucking date right from the beginning.
Yeah, what about your weekend? Because see, when you've got a Sunday game, mate, worst weekend ever.
Bad weekend, aye.
I can't enjoy
Didn't get any better today. Filling up my car at Sainsbury's petrol station in the West End. Guy Celtic trackie on Celtic shorts. He's got a European Cup tattooed in his calf and I think won a European Cup 30 years before he was born. They were in the queue filling up for the petrol. He's at the front. I'm about 8 back. He just turns in, staring at me, smiling and goes, "One is Celtic."
Tom Boyd, innit? Tom Boyd.
I swear to God, 7 guys in between us just turned in, looking at me like that. Sound, mate. Honest to God, man. Get me up the road.
Where he's watching the final?
Sunday, isn't
Just in
it?
the house, aye.
Sunday, mate.
Loudon, I think. You got
I
Loudon.
might go out to the golf club, watch it, see what the boys are up to. Maybe get a couple of pints.
Watching your Rangers TV?
No,
You're
your
going to go to it,
subscription,
big. You're
aye.
not going to the game, mate.
I would like to go,
Neutral,
but
going in the middle,
I don't. I'm like Simon. I don't like asking for tickets and stuff. I hate that.
Aye, right
Aye,
down
you
with your
do.
own
Ask me
damn
every
Fletcher.
week.
Fucking always wanting freebies,
He's
man.
asked me for about 5 Rangers tickets.
I've already
He makes his damn
because-
Fletcher for Man U tickets. He's putting on the 21 Scotland.
That's incredible.
Don't get me wrong. I don't like Arsenal tickets, but I haven't paid for a game of football since I retired. Do
How's the reviews been on the
you know what? I've not looked actually.
Tinder?
No, I don't know. It'd be good. I've not really said. I've kept my mouth shut recently. I've decided when people approach touchy subjects, I'll just say nothing.
Oh, you're better at that in the world now. But
Aye, because there's too many people getting taking opinions the wrong way.
Any pet peeves this week?
Pet peeves.
Fucking Tottenham West Ham.
what didn't I see?
Oh,
I watched it.
what a load of shite now.
Well, second half was better, but
First half, mate. Oh my!
Just-
Turned it off at half time.
But just sitting off each other.
Just pish, mate.
Rubbish.
Two teams flinging shite at each other.
wasn't great.
Man U Leicester was fucking brilliant as well.
Rashford.
Ah,
I think Man U's in the title race.
by the way, they got
Aye.
battered the first
Aye,
half.
aye,
Aye, I
aye,
did.
aye.
They got
so
battered the first half for Leicester.
But
Leicester
they-
should have been 3 up.
Should they? Aye.
They need to beat Liverpool. They play Liverpool at Anfield 2 weeks. They need to win that if they get any chance to win the league.
That's
I don't
what
think they will, but they've got a
it's ruthless,
chance.
isn't it? Half time, Garnacho off, Rashford left, Sancho in the hole.
Yeah.
What a difference it made.
I've got a pet peeve this week. PDA.
Was it public display of erection?
Aye. Direction, aye. I seen 2 golfs getting off each other this morning.
Callum Davidson and Stevie May.
Aye. Hey, nose bars smacking off each other and they're winching. I was like, some people are kissing in public and that.
Whereabouts? Do you know Tongue
Owen
Gillian?
Woodlands, that was my 5 minutes for that. The golf's getting half each other. If I were up Peto getting slaughtered off, I
Hey,
said,
look, the
Woodland.
West End of Glasgow's now getting a good name this morning, is it?
How it happened?
Well, Andy's saying he's getting abused up at Woodlands and he's getting ghosts making it in the fucking Great Western Road.
I know.
So it was his false lane family, wasn't it?
They've done that. They've always done that.
Do you tongue your...
Do you know hate like PDA, but
Do you tongue your bird in public?
never,
Never?
mate. Would you?
No, I think
If I was steaming it, I'd be all over it, mate. Tongue right down the throat, man. Oof.
Aye, I think I'd probably be the same, aye.
Oh, I hate that, man.
I've tongued Lynn in public.
I bet you have.
Hydro. Oof.
Bet you have.
What a
I
kiss in,
would, no, I would die.
Do you hold hands with the missus?
Sometimes.
Hold hands isn't that bad. We're getting half each other, man.
Have you ever seen your
feature.
man dad getting off each other?
Never.
Have you not?
No, never tongue.
What have you?
My dad
I've
looks
seen
like...
him fucking more than that.
My dad looks like a shite kisser, mate.
Does he?
He looks like a really bad kisser.
Aye, that era of men though don't like on that.
No,
don't they,
it's just, no.
So it's just right down on it right away.
Check the chorus, gangster. Check the chorus.
How do you get here?
How's your love life?
So Grosvenor Sports, Simon, unbelievable. Double the odds for new signers with your first £10 bet. Sign up at gsport.com/open goal. Grosvenor Sports been quiet recently, haven't they, Andy? You've not really heard much of what's happening with them.
Judo
think
champions.
Man
aren't
U.
they? Judo champions.
When you're doing that well,
Yes,
just
you know about it,
you fly under the radar, done it. It's boring now. You can't just keep winning every week. Like
I don't like going to the football just yet.
Why don't you give the breaking news about Aberdeen?
I've just had a right good source there.
Who's your source?
Who was that again?
Leighton.
me.
Trim. That supposedly 1 to 4 it's been slashed to that Gordon Strachan might be the next Aberdeen manager.
Wow.
We
That's
signed
bad.
it.
We'll sign you, mate.
Big news that.
When's your deal up?
I don't
The end
know.
of next season, aye.
Think that's a good thing. That would be a good move for Aberdeen.
No.
How? No.
Gordon Strachan?
I think that'd be a good move.
When was the last time he's been a manager though?
Scotland.
When was that?
3 years ago.
It's quite successful with Scotland, eh?
Did alright.
I know he never qualified, but
But did he come away from being a manager though? Because he was into Dundee, wasn't he?
he was like a
Still
director
there,
of football,
no?
wasn't he?
Still it.
He's got about 5 jobs, isn't he?
He was in the Celtic at one point and always, you know, hanging about.
Celtic
Washes
TV.
motors down the barras as well, didn't he?
That's mental though. Where does he came from? Do you know what I mean?
He's got a fruit van and Porto. You get the Aberdeen job.
Do you think it's a...
Security guard and boots as well, isn't he?
Listen, you're getting bags of experience now.
Aye, you're not half. I don't know, it's big name,
Him and
innit?
Barry Robson are tight.
Aye.
There you go.
By the way, aye.
Hampden,
Definitely a link,
good, aye,
yeah.
you've
Mark
had that.
McGee's coming in again, isn't he?
Naked.
That's Mark McGee in Aberdeen.
That's definitely Mark McGee. and
No, I
number
think
2.
that'd be a great appointment for Aberdeen, mate.
Think so?
Oh,
Who generally though, who is better qualified that they'll realistically get out there?
Don't you get much more qualified than Strachan?
When was the last time Gordon Strachan managed
Club?
club? Aye.
Celtic, eh?
Would it be
I think it'd be
Celtic?
Celtic, didn't
Aye,
it?
so he obviously
Was it
then,
Celtic? Oh, Middlesbrough. He went to Middlesbrough. He done well there. He's made a couple of good signings there.
he knows the league. He does commentate.
Done well,
He'll
yeah,
being the Scotland manager, he'll know. So I think it'd be. I probably agree with Simon. Who else is front runner to be Aberdeen manager? Because I think some of the names they've touted about. I think I
Lennon.
saw.
Is that he come in
Lennon's
right now?
one.
Is that he come in right now?
I think so.
No, in a couple of years.
Next year?
Couple of years ago.
He's been slashed to 1 to 4 coming in 6 months.
But that makes sense inside because if he knows Barry Robson, they brought that coach in as well, so they could probably work as
I
that.
think
through.
Agnew was at Middlesbrough with Strachan as well. Was he BC there when you were there?
Aye.
There you go.
Could
Signed him,
Could
signed him
that
up.
be?
It's
Could it
adding
be
a
a
lot.
case of steady the ship for Aberdeen, get them back on a better footing, and then maybe pass the reins on to Barry, being a bit more experienced? Possibly.
Good for Scottish football though. Innit?
I want me a
Interviews
ginger.
and
I
that.
want me a ginger pubes
Aye.
into Scottish football as well, which
Superb.
we're desperate for.
Ginger, he turned blonde over the
Aye,
years.
yes,
eh?
Aye,
Someone,
pubes
aye.
don't turn, but
But what would if Gordon Strachan came in? What would Aberdeen be looking for? 4th?
I think everyone's still looking for third, isn't
Oh, giant, eh?
aye.
Aye, you've got to be looking for third. I know Hearts have obviously, but we can praise Hearts to the hilt. But ultimately, sitting now, they're only 5 points behind Hibs, who have had a shocker of a season apparently. So, because I've caned them, and realistically, you're thinking Hearts are dropping points there. I don't know. I think you've always got to be finishing third with the same mindset of Hearts as a club. Can we challenge the top 2? I think that's always got to be. It's always going to be tough, but you have to, if you don't have that mentality, why bother?
We should have got Gogsy on after the fan forum.
He was good, wasn't he? But
wins
Motherwell
and
have
2
turned
for
it right
Motherwell.
on since then.
know.
By the way, what was I going to say about Strachan? Imagine him with that football monitoring board.
No, die.
That's
That's good.
Strachan comes in.
still
there,
talking to you?
That's good though. And that is really
Half of you
good.
there,
that.
innit?
Look at him. He's saying that football monitoring boards are really good.
No, the monitor, but Strachan will fucking accept it and they're going to say to him, ain't they, no?
Just noticed you got a fresh trim.
He went a bit high. Seen him going doing it, I know. When I was on the chair. He's going up.
That looks alright.
Think so?
It's not too bad. Listen, between a good haircut and a bad haircut's about a week.
No, it's the face underneath it.
I generally think your hair's been looking good.
I know, I went
It's the face underneath it.
He's been having a go. Something's happening.
No, do you know what it is?
He's got something on the Monday.
Do you know what it is? I'm going old school up there. I went to wee Tony down in Tony and Alex on Duke Street. Tony's barber.
I've been at the Tony. Tony shaved me before.
Mate,
You can't. He's a good guy.
Parked up outside his shop and I was looking and I went, £6.50 for an adult haircut.
That's
I'm
superb,
fucking all over that. In you go.
Bad at all.
Says, mate, just a wee bit of that and a wee bit of that.
Have you had the colours on that?
No, just fucking £6.50, mate. It's a tenner.
I've heard a rumour. I've heard a rumour. Josh Gemmell cut your hair.
How wee Josh cut my hair at 20s.
Was she a hairdresser?
Aye.
I went down to my usual barber on a Friday, needed it for the weekend, and he was off, so I just kind of wandered about Duke Street, seen wee Josh sitting. And
Is that where he's?
that's an awkward one, isn't it? Cutting your gaffer's hair.
I know.
Mad that,
Jeez,
by the
no,
way.
man.
It was actually alright, mate.
Pay for
A
it?
decent haircut.
Aye, he's good, mate.
Did he charge you?
Aye, he charged us, aye.
You're letting
That's
that grow a wee bit.
shocking,
eh?
innit?
Gave him a five tip as well.
You letting that grow a wee bit up the top?
No, this is, I don't think he done the...
I
that's
think
the
it looks
five,
better.
Aye, it's a better trim, I'm going to
definitely.
go back to him, that's my barber
good,
now.
aye.
But, what do you talk to your opponent
No,
about,
that's a
mate,
tough
aye?
one. I'm just thinking that. Imagine Ange or something in a chair in the
I'd
20s
love
plus
to have
cutting his
seen
hair.
that.
Who's cutting it?
Wee Moffat. Imagine Wee Moffat cutting Ange's hair.
Moffat cutting
That'd be
Ange's
awkward,
hair.
wouldn't it, that, man? Because Ange doesn't talk, didn't he, no?
No,
So you can
I-
fuck all off him.
That's horrendous. Right, we're on to Livingston versus Rangers, lads. Did you watch it on you?
No,
Sorry.
I didn't watch it. I just watched the highlights.
Says here Davy Martindale blasted the referee. That's some Saturday afternoon for Davy, isn't it? Can't be blasting refs, but anyway. We'll go with the penalty first.
Definitely
Paul
a
in the
penalty.
jersey.
It's a
Aye,
penalty,
definitely.
aye.
But Davy said it's not a penalty.
Aye, but
Davies.
I get it as a penalty because the guys pulled it, but how many times does that happen in a box? That happens every single game in a box. Oh my God.
Well, I get if you're close to somebody, but he's about 2 yards from
No, but
there.
see when you watch it in real time, see when you slow down, you're like, right, but see when you watch it in real time, like, what the fuck happened there? Was that a wee I see that happening in every single game. And the thing is, as a penalty, when you watch it back, it's a clear penalty, so you have to go and see the player what you're doing. You know VAR's there, so you're gonna give the penalty if they check that. But to me, I see that happening all the time.
The week before, I think I spoke about the one where it was Motherwell and St Mirren. It was the clearest penalty in the world, like exactly like that, and they didn't give the penalty. But
And that's
doesn't matter,
actually
still a
but-
penalty.
It's still a penalty.
For me, see if Alfredo Morelos makes a melee and goes down, nobody's even debating that it's a penalty or not, but he still tries to stay up and make an effort to win the header. It's stupid for the boy Penrice because Alfredo Morelos never won the header. There's no reason to pull his jersey and like, so he says, give VAR an opportunity to look at it and see that you've done that. So I understand what Davey's saying, that like, that is something that you see quite often, that penalties don't get given, but it's still a penalty.
Save, Kev?
Aye, definitely
Sorry,
a
what
penalty.
you
It's
said?
definitely a penalty.
They've opened a can of worms now because they'll need to be looking at that and getting millions and millions of penalties now for that.
Know what
see
you've
the
been
refs
doing?
not
Know what
see
he's
it,
been
who?
doing recently? On Celtic forums, listen to all
Kerry
the
Dale
pish
Street.
No,
that
it's
you're reading
Dale
all the
Street.
time.
No, listen.
You're starting to create controversy the week before a cup final. It's classic.
Andy, I'm saying, I mean, my words, Andy, it's a penalty because, as I said, you'd be fuming with the ball. You'd be saying to him, there's VAR now, what are you doing? You know if you get caught, you're going to... But what I'm saying is I've seen many of them not being given, and that's the thing, you'd open a can of worms now.
Your man does the same.
You're right. You're right. To be fair, Celtic Kilmarnock semi. Kev,
Aye.
similar, wasn't it?
That's it.
Never get given.
And my way, don't let me go into the second yellow because my
It's not
word...
even a free kick. I don't think.
How?
Because he's pulling his leg away, I think. Mionga pulls his leg away.
Do you know what that was 10 years ago? Big man will back me up. Clever first strike.
But it's not yellow
It's
card.
covered for him, but
It's not
not
yellow card.
I think, see with this VAR, you can't check yellow card. See if it's going to lead to a sending off. Why not check it? If it's going to change the game that dramatically.
That's not a yellow
that's the
card,
problem,
that's it.
right?
Unless
That's
there's
the
persistent fouling, sorry, if there's persistent fouling up until that one, maybe it was because you never see it on the highlights. But based on that tackle alone, that
It's
ain't
not
no
a
yellow
second
card.
yellow
No
card. but
way,
that's-
Andy.
Why
Second
do they have that rule? It's like, you know the rule you get where if you're sent off with 2 yellow cards, you can't review it and come back, but if it's a straight red, you can review it and everyone's okay. I think that needs to be changed.
See on the penalty, so if the ref's not seen it, who's seen it?
So
that they need
because
to check
VAR
Just the guy
VAR's
at
watching
VAR?
the game, the VAR would then say to the ref, we're going to look at an incident here.
Right.
And they would let him know.
Hold the game for 7
the
minutes.
aye.
So we have a look at this.
Hold the game till tomorrow.
I think Davey's probably annoyed with the penalty decision is because when it comes in,
Fuck's
Morelos,
sake, man. That's Davey. Fuck's sake, man.
Morelos, I don't think, he's never going to get there, but I don't think the position when he pulled the shot, Morelos was pulled away from where he was initially, but it's still a penalty.
Yeah, it's a penalty.
It's this one here, it's not a yellow card. And is it a free kick, like you say? Is it a free kick?
The only one, I think that the boy...
Is it because he's running at pace a wee bit?
Roof, it's like he says, Roof is clever, isn't he? Roof steps across him.
I think there could have been a red card in the game earlier on. Boy Kelly, was it?
Oh, was that
because you always get them mixed up. Sean or Stephen? Stephen Kelly.
Stephen Kelly.
That could have been a red, by the way, because he went in with some, what do you call it, full force?
Yep.
Full force,
That could have been a red, so maybe got away one there. But
The force ones.
did you see that one, Andy?
See that excessive force? It's a bad
you
criteria
wanna
for me
go in,
because
ain't you?
you can't no go in with force if you're going for a tackle or a loose ball. Like.
So on that conversation of force, imagine Stevie May's tackle on the goalies in the middle of the pitch. What happens then?
Nah, I still think that's
So,
fine.
aye.
But it's with force, I get what you're saying.
But like, if the goalie kicks it away, is Stevie May getting red carded for trying to score a goal a yard away from the line?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, he's produced
Yeah,
that.
rival.
Talk about shite, it hits you in the face, man. But even like the Edwards one, I had an argument with Faddy in that with you. Like they're saying it's excessive force, but your centre half the ball's there. You want your centre half to use force to tackle the ball, nah?
Yeah.
I think that.
I think that's where like, so when they try and look at all the boxes, right, does it tick all the boxes? I do think sometimes like they're different. So my argument with the Edwards one, right, and I said it for the get-go, like I wouldn't have cared if that got overturned, if they didn't think it was a red card. Intent, I think, like, I don't think he needs to go in with that type of force, you know what I mean? I think he can just step onto the ball and take the ball. But I think the Kelly one, it's a loose ball, like,
and he's stretching.
You've got to go into some sort of force because you're stretching to win a ball, so I don't think it's a red, but
that's the issue. That same challenge next week might
Isn't it? Will be a red.
and it'll drive people. We seen one at our game Saturday actually where somebody falls down, they get booked for it or something, whatever it is, yellow card, and then the next time somebody falls down and it's not in game, you're like, that's how it kills players.
Consistency.
Yeah.
It's if they're making up on the spot.
What about Tavernier free kick belter that?
Brilliant. Top bins. He's not scored one for a while.
I think the keeper, you can't be getting in there.
No. He ain't goals, you said
No,
that?
listen, a great hit. Lead up to a final, I will be a wee bit in the route there. But certainly, listen, if I'm the keeper, I think if that...
Did I hear factor on the game? The red card? Because it was 1-0 at the time, wasn't it?
1-0, aye.
Sending
And
off
Livingston did have a few wee sniffs.
a wee nibbles.
I think Kelly actually had one.
Would you prefer, a wee sniff or a wee nibble?
I like a sniff now. Nibble was better when you're younger, but I think a sniff, you appreciate the smells more when you get older, don't you? Good, alright, good for you getting there. But here's I think it did, but Rangers did. I think Rangers did play well as well.
Yeah.
Not just based on the
Going away
first
to
half I thought they were good.
Going away to Livy is always tough. To go there, well, it's a penalty, a free kick that's got to the goals. To go there and win 3-0, there's not many teams go to Livy and get 3 goals.
What was the first goal again? I did watch it.
Penalty.
penalty.
The penalty.
Penalty, then
course.
Tars finally, and then
Yeah.
there was a scrimmage in the box for Roof's goal.
The corner that came in.
Corner.
Roof looked like he made a difference when he came on.
I've got to say that.
Yeah.
He does.
I think if he'd have stayed fit, he would have a big threat.
Aye.
Rangers would have been more of a threat with him fitter.
Do you think he would be a starter
Be more
under
of a
Beale
threat.
ahead of Kolach and Morelos if he was fit? No.
There with Morelos, alongside Morelos, I think.
He's played off the right in that as well, and that's kind of been a problem position. He can play that.
See, one thing I will say about Kamal Roof is he's always scored goals when he's played. He's always made impacts when he's came off the bench, scored goals. I think his actual minutes per goal ratio, I'd
quite high,
imagine, is
isn't
probably
it?
better
It's
than
quite high.
Morelos'.
Yeah.
I think you'll see the two. I think if Roof could stay fit, I think you could maybe see him and Morelos playing alongside each other.
Somebody says his kids have dropped dramatically in terms of their technical ability since they've went into a certain coaching.
Didn't turn up.
Didn't know.
Whose kids?
Roof's kids was meant to go to Boca.
Emailed me saying, can I bring my 2 kids to your academy? And I stood outside with a document, they didn't turn up.
Yeah, cardboard cut it.
Cardboard
Welcome Roof.
Walking
came
the
out
car.
Roof.
Kept walking to the car park, round the car park, thinking, must have maybe he's on the other side.
Just never turned
Walked
up.
round the other side, no there.
He's done you a belter, hasn't he? He's probably heard you on here caning him or something. And he's
Name
done
one
you
when
an
he's saying that
absolute
about the second yellow.
Apparently he drove by and he saw the wee
Disrespectful,
boy in the middle of the park checking his wallet and he was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Disrespectful that. Seems going to be there.
Does these boys not enjoy playing Tick for tours now?
That's what I said to him. I said to him, a great game of Heidi tonight if you wanted to come along.
Tell you who's very good. Boy Raskin.
Is he, Andy?
He looks really good.
The highlights you never got to see.
It's only 2 games to be fair, but for what we've seen so
He's something
far,
different, Andy,
he
didn't
looks very, very good.
Right, Geez, I want your Rangers team for the final. What would you play? What would be your strongest?
Back 4 probably picks itself. McGregor.
Tavernier.
Raskin. Lundstrom if he's fit. Tillman. Kent.
Cantwell.
I'd go Sakala.
Because the last game he did terrorise it.
I think I'd go Sakala.
But Cantwell...
And then Morelos up.
I thought Cantwell
That's
was
how I would go.
That'd be your strongest
I would
Rangers.
go with that because what I think with Sakala gives you that out ball. So if the game goes to how the majority of the City see this game going, Celtic might have a lot of possessions when Rangers get it, to have that out ball to Sakala. We think Greg Taylor's been amazing for Celtic, but on that left side in terms of height and strength, there might be an opportunity there for Rangers. That's just
The Rangers done that second half in the last game, didn't they? It was on Juranovic.
Sakala, as quick as he is, he's fucking strong as anything, man.
He's actually he's done really well in Old Firms. Last year, a couple of Old Firms that he played done really well. Scored at Celtic Park, I think it was a 2-1 or 1 each.
I think we've had this conversation before the last league game that Celtic were amazing up to that point and Rangers were no playing as great but still getting results, and everybody thought that Celtic would run over the top of Rangers. That didn't quite happen. We're now in that same position where Celtic's absolutely hammered Aberdeen. That could have been 10-15
Well, good link, Kev. Let's talk about it.
So how,
Crazy for them.
Like, I don't know whether Aberdeen were
credible,
seriously poor, or Celtic were just unbelievably
I think it's
10.
just Celtic are fucking so good. Just
See if you concede in the first 5 minutes.
You've also
when I saw that goal going after
you may as
2
well
minutes,
just go out to the boys.
That's it, done, what if
Let's save everyone.
there was so many near opportunities where it was like Maida trying to square it across the face of goal, it was going across, or somebody was cutting it, and you're thinking, if that was in that one, you start coming to think, could have been 10 before half time.
I think especially you've no doubt whatsoever that Aberdeen have worked on tactics and game plan all week about trying to stay solid, trying to stay compact for the first 15-20 minutes, trying to let the game open up, maybe nick a set piece, whatever. The score conceded inside what was it, 3 minutes? Everything, your full game plan's out the window.
Have you ever tried to stay solid and it went after 3 minutes?
3 minutes?
3 minutes, fuck, it's a long time.
Sick.
That's a great how you do that.
Like, you can do all the tactics you want, but I've said it before, but you've just got so many ways that they can open you up.
And it's that ball. It's
that ball. Just keeping the ball, mate.
It's that ball that gets behind the fullback.
In between.
The thing,
Taylor to, I think it was, who was it to?
Riley? Was it a try? It's that one where like the fullbacks kind of like feel that they can go, and then they can't go, and then they just put that ball in between the gap, and you're like, fucking, how do you stop that?
But the thing the Freeze I failed to mention, which is really poor, is the amount of goal scorers that they've got. It's incredible, they can score for everywhere.
Right, so
Tati, McGregor scores at the weekend, you've got your front three up there, then you're looking at the bench to bring on players that can score goals. That's incredible. Ho, not the weekend, but he did score. He started that.
Ask my brother on Ho, he says he's not convinced.
He's more a Giamakis, isn't he? I think he wants to come to the ball all the time. I don't know if that's Kyogo's so good because he wants to go that way.
You look at the squad, Abada can come on and score, Turnbull can come on and score. It's hard just to sort of stop one player, two players.
Tati's good, isn't he?
He's in a different level than
Tati, I think so.
He's the best midfielder I've seen in a long time in Scotland. Tati.
What, better than McGregor?
No, it's forward.
This could be a controversial one. I think I prefer him. I think he'll go better than McGregor.
Well, I mean, you could probably argue that because he's what, 22, 23? McGregor's obviously...
It's the goals.
He's an animal, mate.
It's the goals.
The goals, but he can run like fuck.
It's like aggressive. He's everywhere. He's fucking everywhere. Is that because of the way they play that allows him to do that? I just think that I don't think I've seen a fucking highlights reel where it was chance after chance after chance.
I know. Like whoever you pick, it's no a slight on the other player, but Kyogo or Hatate in terms of both of them coming for the J League and making a bigger impact. Who are you saying? Kyogo.
I think he's perfect for how Celtic play. I know people like Giamakis and other cities, but I just think how he plays on that last line, it's so important to leave that space for the other players, and he does it so well. He's not interested in the build-up, mate. He just wants to get in behind defenders for that ball coming across.
Play on the last line.
When you're doing what Kyogo's doing, the amount of space that makes for other people, it makes defenders constantly worry about two defenders, worrying about one guy is leaving so much space for everybody else. But Hatate, his debut was at Hearts.
I don't know, didn't he?
He was unbelievable that night.
No, was that at Celtic Park?
Was at Tynecastle. He scored.
That
was maybe his first goal.
No, his debut was at Parkhead. That was
but it's his goals that he's adding to his game now. 2 at the weekend. He'd scored last week, and they've all.
Much does Celtic pay for it?
1.3. Somebody said to Tati the other day. Tyler, who's mate. I think he's Celtic's historian, mate. He knows everything, man. I've had a plumber, and I've also had a. No, he's a Tyler. Sorry, I've had a plumber, and he's came up to my house and he's like, the plumber, Davey, because I've told him about it, he's like, Davey, He's like, what is it? He's never met him before, and he's like, Si wants to ask you something. So that Davey comes around and he's like, what? He's saying you want to ask me something. I was like, no. And he went, oh no, sorry. We were just leaving the house. He went, it's Steph that wants to ask you something. And me and him have just walked to the house. The Proppers walked to.
He didn't shut one, didn't he? No. What, man, I've done some job with your house, didn't he, mate?
He's done well. It's only took him 4 weeks to put a bathroom in there. Brilliant, mate. I'm still getting a bath every morning, mate. And I don't know if it's me, but I feel like I'm stinking of beer all the time. A bath doesn't wash you, mate.
Is it a pure roasting hot bath?
But there is, it's 4 of us in it at one time.
Why are you
That's what the problem is.
Sweat me, come out it.
Why are you in a bath?
Because my fucking bathroom's getting plumbed.
No, but baths are nuts. It's mental that because you wash yourself the same amount as a shower gel when you're at your.
You're also still bathing and
You're always trying to avoid the pube as well, man. There's always a pube lingering about the top of the water.
Ash, mate, what can you do?
No, but you're right. That's a fucking great theory. After a bath, you're always rotting a BO. I don't know what it is.
It doesn't clean you, mate. I'm convinced.
I've not had a bath for years, mate.
I can't fit in the fucking bath.
I love see we guilty sort of pleasures when you go in the house and nobody's watching. I like see if they've been out all day.
Yeah, there's only one of that. Trousers at ankle.
No, it is, but it's not that. I love see if I've been out all day, pull my trousers right down to my ankle in my G and just fucking scratch my legs. Do you love that? Do you know what I mean? No.
I've done it before,
Have you know?
Big ginger legs getting scratched.
You just sit there like and go.
With the big brown nails scratching the big ginger legs.
You just scratch them through your trousers. Why do you need to pull your trousers down to your
I
ankles?
don't know what it is. It's so itchy. It's amazing.
Do you here's a question for you. See how you've got these clothes on now. See when you go home, do you change into comfier clothes or do you sit with these on?
Always change into comfort clothes. Like a pair of shorts or something. Thong. But always zing a pair of shorts on.
Pair of shorts.
I just keep the clothes on all night.
Damn, sit with your jeans on all night.
Sleep in them on
Sleeping all night, just fucking woke up at 4 in the morning. Fucking.
Oh man.
What do you sit in?
Same clothes.
All day?
It's worse when you wake up at 4 in the morning, you've woke up.
That North Face jacket, the couch.
I do.
Jeans are uncomfy, man. It's
on the Slaney's thing, I do like getting in and taking the fucking belt off because it's under pressure all day.
Right, set your Celtic team for the final, Paul.
If everyone's fit.
Joe Hart, but again, fucking was a wee bit shaky. A ball coming back to him the other day, but he's got to start.
Sheridan it. Tommy Sheridan it.
He'll be there definitely for the contingent to start, but no, Joe Hart, right back, I'll go with Johnson.
Me Jono.
CV. Starfelt, Taylor. I think the team really picks itself.
Does it?
No, I don't think so. In the midfield, it'll go Hatate, McGregor and Moy. I'm going to start Moy, Harry O'Reilly. I just think form in the last sort of 6 weeks, I think he's been better. O'Reilly played really well on Saturday, but I would go with Moy. And then up front, I would go with Keogh goes back, I think, and Jota and Maida up front.
Jota on the right.
Did Moy?
I think Maida might have played up on the right. I think I'm sure I've seen him on the right.
Left.
No, he always puts Maida against Tavernier, doesn't he?
Aye.
That won't be the team.
You think?
Aye.
Moy instead of O'Reilly.
Moy didn't play Saturday.
He's had a wee injury, hasn't he?
We nibble.
Moy's fit, Moy plays ahead of O'Reilly.
I think so.
But O'Reilly needed that on Saturday, I feel, because...
Aye, he fell off it a wee bit.
I think he needed it, so hopefully, because his last game was the Old Firm game, his last start, possibly. So, but no,
Aye, he was poor that game, wasn't he?
Aye, he was poor. But no, looking forward to it, big game.
See on, and what do you think Rangers will look at that last game and think when we got success, they'll come into the game and start like that?
I think it's still got to be very careful because if you...
It might go to quite direct, Rangers.
Aye, I said that. I thought they might sit in a wee bit and go direct, try and catch Celtic on the break, because I think that's where they might get... See if they start trying to pass through Celtic and Celtic hit them with the press and maybe...
I don't think Rangers are in a place under Bill now where they're absolutely sure on playing it for the back. I don't think he's got his movement rotations that he wants as of yet when I've seen him. Have you?
I don't think Rangers will go direct, no. I think there's an argument that they'll try and hit Celtic in the counter-attack, but I don't think they're just going to get it to the centre-halves and share it in behind all game.
No. CV, you think they'll try and play through Celtic?
I think they will try and play. There's more than a good chance that Celtic have more possession, but I definitely think they will try and play. I think with Sakala, I think if Sakala plays like the game at Tynecastle against Hearts, I think he will try and play in the last line, and that might be an area where
that's
they might try and play behind
Sakala.
But I think they will try and play. Chances are Celtic probably have more of the ball. I actually think Rangers maybe had more of the ball at Ibrox, but I do think that was an off day for Celtic. I don't see Celtic playing like they played against Rangers at Ibrox.
I think Raskin will make a difference. I watched...
Is he one that goes and gets it off the back?
There's somebody put a highlights reel of his best bits against Partick, and see when you actually watch his just individual moments, getting the ball in the half turn, putting balls between
the lines
and stuff, and I quite thought they haven't had that. Somebody who's quite direct,
Yeah.
keeps it, and then doesn't just stop still. He's always moving, looking to get it off other people. He's like, as if he makes the pass and he thinks, okay, it's got to go to him, it might go to him, it might come back to me here. He's always thinking, and I think that might be a little bit different.
Do you know what I think he does really well as well? He drives into space.
Yep.
So I think, see if Celtic are a high press and there is that opportunity where a bit of space like opens up, he is one that will like
Step in.
try and
And he's good
carry
at
the ball at the pitch. But
He's good at carrying the
he
ball.
is a dog as well.
He's good.
Do you know what? He probably is. Like, if you're comparing him to somebody in Scottish football, probably is a wee bit similar to Hatate. Whereas he can be that rat out of possession, but then in possession he can be one that sort of drives into space and link between.
So is he a
midfield.
type you think could get goals for there as well?
I don't know if that is really a.
Don't really get goals, but I think
don't know.
he'll be-
I couldn't tell you what his previous
I
record
think
is,
he'll
but
create. I think
Well,
he'll
does
create a
against
few.
Partick, and we're going off a small sample size, been 2 games, but against Partick, he was in the box quite a lot. Obviously, put the ball in for Cholwat's goal, puts a ball in straight after for the edge of the box for,
Yep.
I think it was Kent at the back post. So he's not just somebody that sort of sits deep and
And
breaks
just
up play.
plays. Kev?
I don't know. I think it's just going to be one of the games where.
You're not expecting that big play.
No, I don't know. It's, I
man's
just
ready for
always,
anything.
I try and put form at the window because I think that in a cup final, Rangers desperately need to do something against their rivals at this minute in time because 9 points behind the league. If they were to get a win next Sunday, what would that do for them?
I think they're playing for the cup so this year now. Rangers. Obviously, they need to win every league game, but that's where they're going to get the success. So it's important.
And there's always
You wrote the banner on Sunday, didn't you? Saturday, sorry, 2 trophies in 11 years, uphold the standards.
You
of
my
that.
dad were holding it up, mate. But here, I don't like that, by the way.
Mate, because you let Patrick Thistle score.
Beale knows all about it. I mean, listen, that's a football thing. A thing that I think most people would do, right? And I get the people's arguments. Beale was there when they stopped the 10 in a row and won the biggest trophy they have, so he knows all about winning at Rangers. So that, to me, Beale letting that was a mere a respect thing, whatever. It's nothing to do with standards. Beale knows exactly what he's. I don't agree with that at all. I better be careful because I don't really want.
Listen, you can't
too much about sport.
I don't like to say too much about the fans and opinion because when you start arguing with fans, you don't.
He's not that type of guy, is it? He wouldn't pull fans up.
No,
he's not that.
you're
type.
No, well, if I was seeing who was responsible for the banner, then I would maybe speak to him about it. But I don't like it.
Winning Robbie, wasn't it?
But
Winning Robbie Halliday.
what are the Union Bears? I take it are hoping that Rangers didn't just give the ball back and just kept the game at 2-1 and just stuck with that. Is that what they're saying?
Looks like it,
I
doesn't
don't
it?
know, but I said my point on it last week. 100% done the right thing. There's no even a debate about it for me. But it's a hard one, I think, because obviously Union Bears, Green Brigade at Celtic, they do so much for the football club. I think Union Bears at Rangers actually, they pay for all the tifos themselves, they do all the displays themselves. Big part of try to create an atmosphere every week, but it's terrible timing. Imagine doing that
Before
week for
a
a cup
final?
final. It doesn't make any sense.
Does it put more pressure on Beale and the players?
I mean, there's already going to be pressure there, but you're having a go, because it's definitely in regards to the manager the last week, you're having a go at a manager that's been there for 3 months, he's unbeaten in 14 games and it's a week before a cup final. So it's like,
He's came in and got the
for
standards back.
how much good they've done, and they have done a lot of good things at Rangers. I just think the timing of that banner is
And on
really poor.
the other thing, like Michael Beale, obviously there's a few pundits who had their say as also this week. Michael Beale stood up to them. But a lot of Rangers managers in the past haven't stood up to people and he's given opinion back, and the fans are liking that part of things. That, well, wait a minute, he's got our club's best interest.
He's not shy, is he?
He's not
I
shy.
didn't like that with I stuck up my Beale there. I didn't
I
think
didn't like his
needed that.
comment. I didn't like his comment with Sutton. I didn't like the Chelsea comment.
I don't see the point.
But I do like his comment when he finished the press conference and says, what was it? I like Chris Sutton as much as he likes me. And I thought that was a decent comment because it kept it balanced. But ultimately, I didn't like the.
I just don't see why it's Chris Sutton comes out with that much. I just don't.
why are
you rising to Chris
Why
Sutton?
rising to
Chris
That's what Sutton wants, innit? He'll be sitting buzzing off that.
Fuck's sake, I even annoyed him one day on Twitter and he fucking came for me.
Who, Sutton did?
I just ignored them.
What about?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
No, come on, we need to know.
No, it was just.
I know, I don't
want to talk about it.
Oh, it's a great link though. Who's the biggest fight you've had on Twitter? Reminds me, I didn't have a fight, but obviously with
Stephen Henry.
Stephen Henry.
He called him a flash in the pan.
The most successful Scottish guy ever. Yours was no wee Lineker?
Gary Lineker blocked me, mate.
He
I
blocked
kept
you?
writing shouting pitch to him. I don't know, mate. I'm father of two and I'm writing shouting pitch
That's
to Gary
brilliant.
Lineker.
Andy, what about you? Have you ever had?
Idiot.
You don't really
Man.
follow social media, do you, mate?
No. What was your argument with Stephen Henry?
John Higgins is one that was like, listen, you're the best Scottish player ever. He was just a flash in the pan. Stephen Henry.
What did he say?
Stephen Henry went, who the fuck is Paul Slade?
See, they big banners, mate. Where do people keep them? Somewhere about your mum.
I knew he was going to say that there. The Green Big
to,
Agency man match pants today.
to write a message?
Thing. But you're bang on with that, Andy. I mean, I was speaking to Dale about it actually, and he said that
Tell who?
Dale Lyle.
Right, we're not mentioning him on the show, but
No, and he said that
keep him for the
he's got a wee feeling that the fans might have done it because the final is coming up. Almost reverse psychology to think we must go and win this. I don't know if that.
know that, man.
I definitely don't know that.
I know that.
I know.
So somebody, we were driving back to him, somebody said it'll be 4 or 5-1 to Celtic. It'll be interesting to see whether he sticks with that when the cameras are on and people are watching. So
It was strange.
Early predictions.
What do you
It was strange. Jim Lowe said that.
We're going to, he's coming to the hospitality.
Who, Jim
Him
Lowe?
and Jim Lowe,
Oh, for God's
what a day
sake,
that would
what's
be.
he-
Strange that he thought that. I mean, the games. Are
So what do you think, sorry mate? What is your prediction?
No, listen.
Just be honest, mate. You can
Just
only
be,
be honest.
just be the same guy at cars and hooses than you are when you're on the show, please. That's all I ask. Just be yourself.
I think it's got to be 3 or 4 to Celtic. I really no. Do you know what?
Why are you scared of saying that?
No, because based on the games, it never really is, and it never really is, and even last year. But I just watched Celtic. I think they've upped their game again. And I think Rangers, listen, since Bill came in, the performances have no been excellent. The results have been really good, and I think Celtic just going to. I feel Celtic going to come right out. And I think they're going to get free. I think it'll be 4-1.
Are you doing the stewarding at the game with that Gileon?
It's a nice chili, that.
I
like that.
But that's
I wish there was
I hope
a
it
number.
this is more based on a pundit in Scotland that's no any back either side. It's no Celtic or Rangers. It's more
Either side.
it's more based on performances and watching and studying the both teams in the last 2 months, and that's where my head tells
How
me.
many
You can only be
Rangers
honest,
games have
mate.
you- how
That's
many
what you can
Rangers
do.
games have you watched to study?
Every week, you joking?
A hell of a lot, mate. Hell of a lot. And listen, I've been the first to praise them for the results. And they have played well in games, but I mean the official one I didn't like. That shouldn't have been as tight as that. No way.
Will we?
No matter the change of players.
Will we see you Monday if the result doesn't go your way?
I'm different now, innit?
Aye,
I'm not like that. It doesn't bother me either way.
Right, Kev, what you thinking?
I think that as well as Celtic are playing at the minute, and obviously Rangers are undefeated under Beale, I'm thinking that the level of performance against some of the club sides in Scotland against Celtic at the minute are questionable. I don't think they're at that level. I think Rangers are a far better team, so I think it'll be a harder game. So I think there'll be a goal swing for Celtic.
I think it'll be a draw.
I don't think it'll be 4-0
Can it be a draw?
final.
It's a final.
No, I mean, I think it'll go
No,
extra.
I don't think it'll be a 4-0 final. Everybody's hoping it'll be. I think it'll be like a 1-0 or a 2-1 or something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think it'll be tight as well,
I think it'll be tight.
Do you get extra time?
Extra time, I think.
I just think that Rangers, I just always find that in these big games, especially I think the last cup final, was it the Scottish Cup final last year?
Semi-final.
When Rangers beat Celtic?
Semi-final.
Was that the semi?
Was that the final?
Semi.
Semi-final, aye.
I just thought even then Celtic were flying and they were going to do this and they were going to do that, and Rangers come up with a game plan, and I think that's what happened. I think obviously Andy having his opinions of Michael Beale and having a bit more insight through the guys that he knows, he says like his tactical knowledge and things, he'll be looking at Celtic in great depth and think, right, he'll probably find things that maybe we can't find, that ways of stopping Celtic or making it harder for them to be so open and expansive the way they are now, because if they don't, Celtic's just going to pick you off and they'll get their goals.
What are you thinking? Well, the pitch play factor, is it? The pitch
Aye, I
getting
wonder
major
what
factor?
Have we
Hampden's
done
like-
it with the pitch since that?
I don't know.
Can we get a hold of somebody?
I
Neil
don't
Doncaster,
see
that.
any
I'm going to
excuse why
message
the
somebody.
pitch isn't in
No,
perfect
the pitch
condition
will be
for a cup.
perfect, but it all depends on the weather leading up to it. If it's dry all week, it'll be
Neil
fine.
Doncaster, his mates were playing fives on it at the weekend, didn't they?
I'll go
Five
one.
games of five, so won it.
I'll go
Some
one
game of
each,
fives.
and then I think Celtic subs.
That's what I was just going
I'll
to say.
change
Is
it,
there
yeah.
is there 5 subs allowed?
You go to it.
Is there 5 subs allowed?
Aye.
Is it
Same
five
as a league game?
I'll go one
Uh,
each,
I get
and
what
then
you're
Celtic
saying.
subs will change the game last half an hour, and I think they'll win by a goal as well, 2-1
I'll go 2-1 Celtic.
after extra time.
Yeah. I like
Hope
your,
I'm wrong,
I like
but-
your thinking. Kev, what you going now?
Like 1-0, 2-1, just a goal in it. I think if I can't see it being as comfortable as what people are thinking it'll be.
And you're going 8-0 Celtic.
I said 3 or 4, that's like 5. I just took a goal off it, but for that, so I didn't excited it.
Right, relegation battle. Stuart Kettlewell, what a turnaround. Great result at Heart. How with Andy?
All right, aye. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I think they worked very hard. Were a lot better than us, but I think a big part of it was down to how poor we were. I think that's probably
I was surprised.
surprised. I think it's our poorest performance of the season, definitely.
Is Has that been a run? Because obviously I came to Dundee United, it wasn't your greatest performance.
No, I know.
Has it been like that for a while?
I think that's, we've talked about that being a positive for the last few weeks, where there's been games where we've not really played that well. I don't think we've clicked to top gear anywhere near what we're capable of, but obviously that's the other side of it. You can't just keep sort of no playing well but getting results, because it's eventually going to catch up on you, and I think that was the case at the weekend. I think as a team, as individuals, I think everyone will probably admit that other than Xander, I don't really think anyone played anywhere near their level. So I just think we talked about Stevie Hamill's team having an identity in a lot of games, sort of playing well and not really get the rewards for it, but I think they were really direct, made it difficult for us, trying to play balls up to Abika and Van Veen.
Abika was decent, wasn't he?
Played
with Big Swindon, what a boy, mate.
It's athletic,
lovely boy.
Presence.
He's a nice boy. He's a nice boy, mate.
Cracking boy, isn't he? He's a lovely boy.
Is he good? He's a nice boy.
He's
what you see, mate. He's effective.
That's what I took for Stuart Kettlewell's comments through the week. He was saying I had to remind the boys that were playing football in Scotland. I was quite miffed by his comments and thinking shouldn't it really matter where you're playing your football?
What did he mean by that?
What does he mean, like they're trying to play too much?
No, I think he meant that he had to strip it back to basics and go direct, and that would be synonymous with how most teams are. I would say where more than are. Where in Scotland used to go direct, and I was thinking, I didn't like the comment, didn't sit well, because I was thinking that regardless of where you are, whatever league you're in, whatever country you're in, if you want to put your style onto it, it shouldn't matter what league you're in. But looking at the second goal, from kick-off, straight back, 50-yard diag, brings it down on the edge of the box, too easy, lays it wide, eventually got a cross in, leads to a goal, and I think that's how in teams I played in worked. And it is effective. It might not be pretty on the eye, but when you're sitting in a relegation dogfight, if that's how you're going to get your 3 points, then you continue doing it.
Is it too hard to play in Scotland then? If you've not got the players that Celtic and Rangers have got? Everyone that's tried it who's been successful?
They've all failed, didn't they? It's difficult. And why is it difficult? Is it personnel? Is it...
I know, but there has been managers as well, haven't they played and they've failed as well?
Remember, the only team I can remember out with the old firm that's went total football for a sustained period of time would be the Kilmarnock team that finished third under Eremenko.
Well, Yogi's Inverness team.
Tony Mowbray at Hibs.
Scottish Cup.
Oh, here we go.
Mowbray at Hibs.
5 or 6. That's only one I can remember.
But he's a long time ago.
Total football though. Any of the teams you mentioned, by the way,
no,
I wouldn't say any of them were total football.
Yogi's Inverness, mate, when you played against him, played every time past it for the goalie.
But listen, if I was in Stuart Kettlewell's shoes and I get that role given, I'm looking at individuals.
Chop your feet off, if you were in his shoes.
I know, but I'm sitting there thinking I think I'd probably do exactly the same. Because I'd look at
Kevin, if I win every week, he's doing the right thing.
If I'm looking at Kevin Van Veen and your man Abika, big boys up front, are going to cause problems. If they didn't win the first ball, if you get your next lot squeezing up, getting the second balls, then anything can happen. And at the end of the day, they started putting balls in the box, and it caused Hearts problems.
And see, what I will say is as well that they looked very good at the possession, which is obviously something that Kettlewell's 100%
Two clean sheets as well.
Because under Stevie Hamill, they're still leaking goals.
That was a big problem. I like Kettlewell. I quite like the way he speaks. Anytime I've seen him on the telly, I quite like him. He's maybe a really good coach as well.
Is he?
I do listen. I'm all for somebody like him coming in and doing well. I hope he gets another couple of good results and maybe give himself another crack at the whip, because obviously Ross Kent he was the manager of? He was obviously a 50-50.
But the boy Fergie.
Aye, so it must have been Fergie's fault. So it'd be nice to see him getting a 100% role.
I know some of you are like me, but you take, obviously we take results bad, you take losses bad, but that one yesterday was fucking sickening because it's 2 weeks, man. So you're looking at the table, instead of being 8 points clear, you're 5 points clear 2 weeks, and then obviously the manner of the performance. So it's just
again watching you, mate. Like every time Xander Clark got it, he's played out. Have he's been like that all season?
We've tried to play. We try to play quite a lot, but I wouldn't say we're a total footballing team. We try and play, but we are adaptable. Like there's certain games, certain teams that we play against, we'll maybe try and change a few things. And yesterday, I just genuinely do think it was one of the off days where no one played well. Like, I think boys that came off the bench tried to make an impact, try to add a bit of intensity to it, but
it didn't happen.
See, losing you forget when it's the worst feeling.
Worst thing in the world,
where it leaves you, though, innit? See that night as well, you don't want to do anything with anybody, don't you know? You don't want to speak to anybody, it leaves you in a right that
because Hearts would be looking at it thinking, we have been on a fairly decent one, apart alongside Rangers. You said the D-night performance wasn't great, but they'd probably look at that and say that was a one-off, we'll pick ourselves up next week against Motherwell and we'll go again, and you haven't. So, who's the next game?
St Johnstone at home.
that'd be a tough game as well.
Are you worse as a manager or as a player when you lose?
Oh, manager.
Manager.
Fuck, yeah.
It's mad.
I could have told you that.
You're one of the I've seen takes a defeat the worst I've seen.
See, when you played, obviously you're annoyed about yesterday. You obviously didn't get on. Did you go on yesterday? No, you didn't go on yesterday. So you're gutted for the team, but in terms of an individual performance, you can't really argue with your own mind because you weren't playing. See, when you played with Swindon and what do you call them? Portsmouth and Peterhead.
I would never have went in.
Did you keep thinking about the rest of the night? Or did
when
you
I was a player?
When you were a player? That's what I mean.
Straight out.
Aye, so I used to be that. I used to like, forget all about it, deal with it, and then you just move on. Whereas like, you're obviously Broomhill and I coach fucking 2 times 40s. I'm still chatting about the game on Saturday, 4 hours later.
Mate,
about players. What do you think of him in there? Was he alright? Did he think he could have did this, or think we could move him up or whatever? And you're sitting there thinking, why is this fucking grass?
Mate, I'm no joking, I'm in a bad mood for a couple of days.
Because you're obviously coaching the 20s.
Aye.
As a player, Andy, yeah.
Aye.
Well, even if you never played yesterday, you still a wee bit.
Oh, 100%, aye.
Aye, mate, aye.
100%. Just... I don't know, it's just losing football games is the worst thing in the world, isn't it?
How's
and by the way,
with
the 20s as well, man, I'm the exact same with the 20s. You overthink every little thing. And to be fair, that's probably the one thing I think you can't be as a player or a coach. Like, you need to try and be as the sort of level playing field you can, but it's hard.
You need to switch off from it. It's hard to switch off from it.
How was Nielsen after yesterday?
No as bad yesterday as he can be. Like Dundee United he went mental.
Even though he's won?
Aye. But yesterday, no as bad as he can be. I think it was just more home truths, wasn't it? Like, miles off it and stuff that nobody can agree with. Really.
Even after I wasn't angry because we played really well, but still on uni the week before, mate, oh my God, man.
You don't mind as much when you've played well and you've tried to do the things you've implemented.
That you're about.
But it's when
you go away for that.
You go away for that and people start fucking doing their own ideas and you think to yourself, I'm the coach, I'm the manager for a reason. I'm giving you instruction because it's here to help you.
See, on that, I think, how do you think Stevie Hamill's feeling it now when he's seen the same group of players picking up 2 wins and 2 clean sheets?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it because he didn't go direct. Stevie Hamill tried to play football and ultimately it didn't work. It cost. Whereas whatever Stuart Kettlewell's done, he's come in, whether it's words or whether it's what he's done on tactics or whether it's what he's doing on the training field, whatever it is he's done, he's managed to get. I think what's harsh is that the 2 games, Hearts would have been deemed to be a tough game, and the one through the week was St Mirren. It wasn't as if they were playing the Old Firm the next 2 games, so you look at them thinking we've still got. But Stuart Kettlewell's managed to go and get 2 clean sheets, 2 wins, 6 points. They're now 5 points ahead of the D United. I think they're 6 points ahead.
6 clear of the bottom.
6 clear of the bottom and 5 clear of Kilmarnock. And all of a sudden you're starting to look up. There's ones if Motherwell now go on a run and maybe say 4 or 5 wins out of 6, 7 games, you just don't know.
But if anyone's looking to play it for the back, like Stevie Hamill was, he should have spoke to Dundee United.
You spoke to Charlie?
I don't know what I spoke to yesterday. He was devastated.
Great link.
Devastated.
But see that goalie? Fucking up.
First goalie should save his
Listen.
I said about 4 months ago, I think Dundee United go down because of the goalies.
Aye.
2 goalies are.
They've not replaced the boy Seagrass, have they?
Nah.
And it's so important.
Now you think as a manager though, right? Especially with the sort of run that Dundee United have been on the last few games. And apparently they played alright. I've only seen the highlights.
I think they played well against it.
Apparently they've played alright. They've got back into the game, they love it, scoring. 10 minutes to go to try and get a winner, and that you can see that a minute later.
I don't know why he's in such a rush to play it. I think they played out the full game for the highlights. I say that was the first time and he puts the ball down and plays that quick.
I know we love Charlie, right? Who you blaming fundamentally?
No, if it was him I would say, but I think the goal, when it comes back to him, he should kick it now.
I think
you've
so.
not been playing
Plus, not even that. I think I don't think there's anything wrong with initially giving Charlie the pass. If Charlie feels you can maybe turn and play forward, fair enough. But when he gives you it back, you can't just stand on the ball for 10 seconds. Just get rid of it.
It's his body shape. His body shape's all wrong because see when he gets the ball down there, all he sees is Charlie pass.
But see if Charlie's moved to get the ball, Kev, I would understand him gaining him.
My point is, he's given that to Charlie, hoping that Charlie's going to do something with it. He's not actually thinking about the next phase in terms of if he gives that back to me, shit, what am I going to do with it? Whereas had he gets the ball down there and sees Charlie, sees his 2 fullbacks, thinks, there you go, Charlie. If Charlie's panicking, come back to me, I'm out to my fullback and away we go. He doesn't even think that. He just fucking thinks, there you go, Charlie. But he can't see him. Stevie May started, and I just think, it's just poor goalkeeping. It's just really, really poor.
Stevie May's so sharp.
Stevie May's a fucking rash, isn't he?
Right back, playing up front.
Fair play to him. Like he's had a
He looks like he lives in Callum Davis's boot, doesn't he?
He's like the Scottish. No, I was going to say, he's like Scotland's Paul Dickov in terms of. Paul Dickov did that
Doesn't
in
he give you a
England.
minute?
Stevie May's fucking Paul Dick.
He did love players like that.
Oh, for her.
That is a nightmare to play against. But I've talked about, since Liam Fox has been with Dundee United post World Cup, how there have been a lot more direct hit Stephen Fletcher. So I was surprised that, like you says, that Birigit's trying to play out for there with 8 minutes to go after just getting an equaliser, because that's not really what they've been doing recently, is it?
No, I think they're set up to play out.
Charlie could have looked over his shoulder and just let the ball run through and then dribbled out. But
Right.
I think if he takes it on half turn, they can play it, but there's nothing wrong with when he eventually goes back, then Birigit needs to just recognise the situation.
Any kids on his hurt?
Love that. Done that so many times, eh? Done that so many times.
Have you
Where
done
you
that?
hurt? What did you say he's hurt?
Start looking about everywhere, don't you?
And then the physio comes on and you're like, what's wrong with you? Fucking
I used to
nothing,
do that
had
all
a
the time in
shoulder.
training. So I trained all the time in training. I used to do it all the time. So I had the ball.
Gave it away.
Fuck it to somebody so they would get it away. Do you know what I mean? If you didn't know what to do it, always do this.
I remember playing. I played Villa at Villa Park, and I came on for 15 minutes, and then we were getting beat, and they took the throw in. So I was like, I had to look busy as if I wanted the ball. So I came and got the ball, took a fucking horrific touch, and then I went to pass it late off. And Olaf Melberg took the bar and away he went. So I went down. I went down and went, oh, fucking hell, man, ref, he's kicked me. Fuck all over. Just had the worst touch ever.
Pride, innit? Your pride's hurting, mate.
Have
you ever made a massive mistake like that, where you maybe go drop off to take the ball, maybe slip on the ball, just comes and takes off you?
Tynecastle Hearts. Wes, I've went to go shot, Wes has rolled out to me. I've
checked.
Oh, right,
I've
checked my shoulder. It's fine. Let the ball run across my body. Jamie Walker comes for it here, blind side, nicks it, shoots, scores.
No.
Man, the ground to swallow you up, man.
Are you getting it for the fans?
Do you know what I remember, right? Which never gets talked about because that was just a goal and we lost. 5 minutes later, I'm like, right, I need to do something. Get the ball off Wes again, turn, see somebody running like in behind the back four, go to zing it at the tap, out the pitch. I'm like, oh my God. Next time you get ready to do something. Trying to wrap my arm dog, get away, you're like, right.
Mate, 10 out of 10 for bravery, I love that. You went and took it again.
I know, but it's not out the pitch. It doesn't matter, does it?
That could be the worst feel. I don't think anything comes close to that outside of football, mate.
Because
Anybody that hasn't played at that level knows that feeling.
You always
that
think, I know, you always think, right. Because stuff like that goes through my head, right? See if I make a mistake, I think, right, demand the ball next time, show that you're ready to do something. But see if you get away again, you know everyone's saying, he's having a fucking
That is such a dangerous thing to do, innit?
You start demanding the ball, but you don't want the ball.
Nah.
yes. But you're like, don't
Hiding
fucking give
behind
it.
boys.
Yes!
Fucking easy.
I'm over you, pass it, man.
Pass it!
Hard for you to hide, big man. Hard for you to hide.
Maybe it's mad how the table can flip though, innit?
But actually, like, your positions I always think were fine, mate. See if you lost the ball in your areas of the pitch, you've got fucking 8 men behind you to go and... Whereas when you're dropping off midfield, that's where the real boys come in. He's never experienced that.
No, but when you're out there 1v1 and the full back team's taking the ball off you. And
that's
fucking... And you're
I know,
beside
man,
the
you can
crowd.
mix it up. I used to play on the wing, mate, and if that happened, I just knock it back to the full back every time I got it.
I know, but then you hear fucking get at him. And you're like, oh no. And they know, then when they see you knocking that back, they know you've shattered it. Do you know what I mean?
I used to get in a bad habit when we got throw-ins down the touchline, so I would pin the guy, they would take the throw-in, and I used to always think, like, I'll take this in my chest. I can see the right back, I'm fucking
Switch,
going right
switch.
across. I get in a bad habit of doing it. I never was getting there, like, cut out and could see Jim going, you fucking do that one more time, you're coming off.
Why? Just set me and I'll do it.
Have you ever played anywhere
Centre
except for
forward,
striker?
Nah.
Have you not? Have you've always been a winger, have you not?
No. I played right back for a bit.
How far?
Motherwell in the Milk Cup.
Did you?
Milk Cup, mate.
I was unbelievable.
You're
mate.
14.
Mate, frightening.
Just clubbing in the channel or playing?
Bombed on. And then, mate, early crosses.
I could imagine you being a good right back.
Just set and whip it out.
The only problem with me right back is heading the ball. I can't head the ball.
No,
You're
mate,
a bad header of the
I'll
ball.
teach
I
you.
don't know how to head it.
I'll teach you. I'll coach you away for a fullback too.
You're a good header. You header the ball well.
Aye, but no, even that. See, I always think with a fullback, right? All you need to do is get your body next to the centre. Watch me play fullback, right? See the next time the ball gets diagged onto me, if I know somebody's better than me there, I just push him forward, let the ball go for a throw all the time.
It's a free kick now, isn't it?
No,
referee blowing for that all the time.
Throw in, that's it. We
That's
take
a
in
bar,
possession, we play.
No, but right back, see when you're confident.
Right back's the best. Full back's the best position in football. You got on the ball.
No, it is.
the game in front of you.
Mate.
No, but-
Outside centre half and a back three.
Oh, a three left.
You get 300 touches a game. I swear to God, I'd love to play there in their team. It's never going to happen, but I'd love to play there.
See, when you go back to the start of your career, would you change position?
No.
Aye, I'd
Would you
do
not?
everything I could to be a striker.
I would go
Have you been in there?
centre
Centre mid.
I would go centre half. just go and fucking head everything.
Would you, mate?
If I was 6-year-old, mate, I would do everything I could to be a striker.
Oh, I get all the money, mate. I get it, though.
Being a goalkeeper, mate.
Goalie.
See now, like see if you're an actual player and you can play with your feet.
Aye, that's what they
You
want.
know what I mean? And then
That's like
You
a
would not be a
Danny.
goalie, mate. Fucking weirdos.
I know,
Do you
Oh,
think,
sorry,
do
you're
you not
boys
think
are
though,
goalies.
right?
I
Do
know,
you not
but
think
he is a weirdo.
So
Both of them are
what
goalies.
is the stat of how many percentage of players make it as a full-time footballer?
5% I get to.
No. Is it no 1
What
in
was that you picked
10,000?
there?
Must be about 1%.
It's 1 in 10,000 or something.
Right, see if you were a kid, right, and you trained to be a goalie for young all the way through, surely the percentage of making it as a goalie is a lot higher than that.
Right.
Because what young boy wants to be a goalie?
Goalie.
I know, that's what I was
6-year-old.
thinking when,
Right.
like with Danny, like I'm thinking, he makes some unbelievable saves.
And he's 8'3".
I know he's no. But see with a goalie, I think you can teach him how to save.
Can you? Huh?
I think you can. But whereas...
How do you teach that?
No, but what I'm...
Just practice with them.
Just see if the ball goes there, just dive at
I
me.
know, what I'm saying is I think like you don't have to have a natural ability
All right, you
to
can.
want to, do you know what I mean? You don't have to have a natural ability to dive about like a fucking madman, but
Yeah.
the two scouts that Danny obviously been at Queen's Park and then the Rangers guy Saturday, they both said the same thing. He's so comfortable with the ball, his feet pinging it out to the fullbacks and stuff. He says that's amazing. So that's what his advantage is. So I'm thinking if they get him in and that's good, they must work on this bit and it fucking takes it off.
I'm going to have Hunters a goalies hating me for that comment, but I think that's 100% true.
It's the boys
you
that
talk
are
to
playing it again
every
and again.
goalie, right, that's a goalie now in full-time football. They were a right back up to about 12-year-old.
What do you like about your goalie that's
feet.
your strength?
They can play with
His
his feet.
feet. Because he can play it out to fullback, he can take it back, centre half, but for me,
you know what I like with
for
him?
me is the one that's the fucking, see that low rising diagonal
Oh, mate, he's got that unlocked now.
Oh,
He's
see,
got a
that
half
was-
volley for the kick.
Mate,
That's good.
what
Do you know
about
what we
his,
did though? As a team, we did that half volley to him and then the ball ends up back at him. by
mate,
the
what
time-
about his half volley last
Half
week?
volleys in
Give
all
him
side.
back, you'll do it again.
What about his half volley last week against Stirling Uni?
Incredible.
Done one of them
Do you know
Saturday
what
night.
I like about Div? It's not a main trait in a lot of goalies. I think his starting position is unbelievable.
When we're attacking.
Aye.
Plays so
Sweeper
high.
keeper, that's what I
Aye,
take
he's
Danny.
another ginger
Sweeper
kids.
keeper.
Aye, he is.
Do you know what
He's
my
been
pet
called
peeve
to
is
it, I
actually
know.
coaching academies that charge kids too much to play football. Big peeve of mine.
You don't fucking pay me.
Oh no, you.
No, who?
No.
Listen,
By the way,
I'm
I'll tell
going
you.
to join on that bandwagon.
Here's one for you. Kamar Roof couldn't afford the payment.
I'm going to join on that.
That's what dear it is.
I'm going to join on that bandwagon. I've heard of some horror stories of people paying money.
Same.
I think he's cheap compared to some I've
Fucking
heard.
love
Hey.
that. Too cheap actually. We're out of pocket every week. By the way, I'll tell you, talk about the goalkeepers. The third goalkeeper, Richard Wright. Is that no
Oh,
different?
that's a dream job, mate.
And
Scott Carson.
Scott Carson. When
I
they
would
leave Man
rather
City.
I'd rather that than be a
Ronaldo
player
or
every
Messi.
week. See, sitting with a big jacket on every week watching a Premier League
Mate,
game.
and then they
that's
put
dream.
them on near the end of the season to get appearances up to win the league.
But Scott Carson came on the last game of the season last year against Newcastle, conceded 4. You can Man City had conceded fucking more than a goal all season.
But seeing 20 years, right? What's it? Seeing Haaland shows his grandkids all the pictures. Carson's in it with him.
Who's the one
You
at
just lie. You can
Newcastle?
just lie to your grandkids.
Who was the
couldn't
one
you?
at
Look at
Newcastle with Shea Given?
Steve Harper. Who's got more appearances, Steve Harper or Paul Slane?
Harper.
I don't know, mate. I think that'd be tough. He was 12 years
Harper
now.
played the cup games.
I'm sure. Did they not have a full season?
We need to get that up. Steve Harper or Paul Slane.
There might be.
Hull.
There might be
Might
some
have been Hull,
goalkeepers
you
out
could have been
there.
right.
He did play at some point.
No, I didn't care if I did go. I didn't care.
I'm
I
gonna
was
Google it.
tired of Newcastle, mate.
But did they not play at Hull for a bit?
What you got? What you on 34?
Are you Dolly Parton on that couch, by
No, it's these boots on there.
You've been farting a lot recently, by the way, out in public. Talk about public display of affection. He's been doing it with your ass. He's
Okay,
rampant.
Is that why
Is
you
that
were a sub
fucking-
goalie? Were you sub goalie? No, you're not telling us. Is that why you only got like 34 appearances?
How many appearances do you make? 34?
No, fucking much higher than that.
Many on
Right,
the other
Steve
hand.
Harper.
Many. What's your number?
Oh, fuck, that's
Oh,
high.
fucking hell. 237.
Who Harper did?
Started his career at fucking CM Red Star.
He did play at Hull. He did
Playing
play
for
at
your
Hull,
ass
no?
for years.
157 games for Newcastle.
Shoot
and
them right
That's why he's so brave playing with your ass.
Hull, no?
Shoot him with your arms, didn't he?
Bradford, Gateshead, Stockport, Huddersfield, Hull,
Shook the
23
flat like
games.
that, yeah.
He took a fart out the red star.
Fucking right, you did.
Like Stevie
I always
Harper.
thought he looked like Shea Given.
I had the word to say, wasn't there?
I was listening to a podcast last day about when Joe
Joe
Kinnear.
Kinnear.
Did you hear that?
Mate, that's what annoyed him. He told that on our podcast before he told it on that.
I was like,
Embarrassing.
good.
Somebody
See when I-
stole the story. Part of
Embarrassing, rubbish.
See when I
Somebody
retire,
told
by
me
the way.
tit.
See when I retire, the list of goalies I've played with is by far better than any other position on the pitch. Mate.
Gordon.
Craig
McGregor.
Gordon, Alan McGregor, Shea Given, Jordan Pickford, Big
Cheesy.
Cheesy. Even Westmead's could argue win the Premier League next year. Jason Steele, Brighton goalie. Who else is it?
Jason Steele was hopeless at Middlesbrough today.
No.
Was he not? There was one who was the one with the fair hair at Middlesbrough that was fucking Luke Stewart.
That wasn't when I was there.
Was that him that came to Middlesbrough? He was at Coventry, goalie.
He's not a goalie.
He should have been accountant.
He's not a goalie.
Accountant.
Some goalies are brilliant, aren't they, man?
Who's your best goalie you played there?
Fraser Forster.
Never played with him.
Boric Forster. Fuck.
Who was the goalie when you made your debut? Forster?
Forster.
Fraser Forster.
Boric
Hutz.
Boric Forster. Who else was there?
Scott Bain was good, mate. Dundee. He was our best player.
He was amazing with his feet, wasn't he?
Where is he now?
Celtic.
No.
Scott Bain?
No, I'm not thinking of him, sorry. I'm thinking of Fox.
Scott Fox was a good goalie, mate, when you were younger.
He was Dundee as well.
He's at Motherwell, Scott Fox. Dundee United.
He's playing with somebody now.
He went to Queen of South.
Queen of South.
Great goalie, Scott Fox, really good. Right, who's going down? Motherwell look like they could be clear now. Mad with 2 wins in a row.
Kelly Rock. I mean, Ross County.
See on that conversation earlier I was saying about like Dundee United no replacing Seagrass. Their goalie, Xander, was fucking a free agent.
I know, mate.
And I'm pretty sure they could have offered a decent wage to have him in there.
Xander's been very good.
Talking about Tony Ashcar playing goals next week, isn't there?
I asked for it, didn't he? Fox asked him to play for him.
Tony Ashcar.
I know, that's a good point, mate.
I think Dundee United are in. Last week Motherwell were in trouble. This week Dundee United.
You can't. I mean, you think of Dundee United, you think
so reactive on this show,
players, but
I hate to say this, but it's Kilmarnock for me.
Is it? No.
You said Motherwell last week?
No, I know. I'm saying whoever else just won. I'm going to say Kilmarnock. I'm sticking with Kilmarnock.
Do you not think Dundee United there?
Dundee United, Ross County.
Well, they're
Dundee United just with guys like Fletch and.
I know, but they've had them all season, Kev.
I've been saying
right, aye. But
now the goal, he's broke his neck after that Saturday, so.
That excessive force.
He's got whiplash.
Mate, it's actually next week's actually amazing, the relegation battle. They're all playing each other. Ross County travel to Dundee United. No, they don't. Fuck me, man. I just seen them all travel. Dundee United travel to Ross County, which is, I mean, if Fox doesn't win that, surely they're like, and I hate managers losing the job, but there must be pressure on them. There's got to be there.
I think there was a reaction after the final whistle Saturday, wasn't there?
There you go.
And
we done that.
I think it was maybe towards him and Tony Ashcar.
We done the fan debate and they were quite critical. And then Murlow, I think Murlow will be fine, by the way.
Well, I know, but do we need to stop? Because remember Stevie Hamill came and they got a lift at first.
Aye, they won. Stevie won 2 and then
I don't think he'd won many after that.
The wheels fell off. So I think the problem is we are talking about this every fucking week. So every week it changes.
But they have got a better squad now under Kettle, innit? Because they brought 5 in January.
Aye, so
you never know. You get a lot of turns still, but if you're going to put your...
I just see. I know people are saying about Kilmarnock and their home form, but I'm just not convinced.
Vassell's been sent off as well, so was that straight red? He'll get a 3-game ban for that.
I'm just not convinced that Kilmarnock are...
Darius Vassell.
I don't know. I don't like to say it because it's an ex-club and that, but I don't know. I worry for them.
If you were to stick your head in the line, who would it be?
You just said Kilmarnock.
Stick your head on the line? Is that a sitting?
Line, is it maybe?
Kilmarnock.
Still early though, innit?
Still early.
He swings or other joint.
So you didn't like saying
Nah, it's not fair on you.
No.
But I'll tell you one team that's nowhere near it who've been outstanding recently.
Hibs.
The real club Edinburgh, innit?
Lee Johnson was on a Shigley peg that day they played Aberdeen. It was the battle of the managers who was going to get the tin tack afterwards.
He's done well, innit?
Lee's picked himself up.
Can I keep calling him Wee Lee, man?
Well, he's wee, isn't he? He's no fucking big Lee.
What is it he sorted the defence? Big Fish just came in and done well.
He's been flying,
Has Lee getting rid of Portis because he moved for money?
You're very personal with him. Just keep calling him Lee. He's pals.
Don't know. Gary's boy then. Gary's boy.
Yeah.
So obviously Bashiri getting injured, Portis moving on. Has he had to adapt? And it's been for the good, for the better. Do you know what I mean? Because then they were
Fishes came in well.
Big Fish, aye.
I took stick a couple of months ago on the podcast. Pencil back me up here for consistently saying that Hibs were better this year than last year.
Who
and I was
gave you
taking stick because they're on the results they were on.
Who gave you stick?
Everyone.
What, as in viewers?
Aye.
We have got
And the
Hibs
return
expert in
of
the building,
Kevin
haven't we?
So why don't you give him one of them then?
And the return of Kevin Nisbet helps.
He wasn't playing it.
I know he wasn't playing, but just in terms of having him back.
I think Ewan's very good.
He is very good.
I think he's really good.
Ewan Henderson.
I think he's made a massive impact.
Ewan Henderson's been good.
Aye.
No, big. Is it Ewan?
We've got Hibs.
Can't we call him Ewan?
Oh, hey, we've got Hibs expert here. Why are we talk about Hibs when he should come on and talk?
Aye, Pence, come on. Tell us what's changed at Hibs.
Come on, Pence, what's changed, wee man?
Tell us, Pence.
But see Lee Johnson coming out and praising Will Fish. He's been there since the start of the season. Made his first game, played his first game about 3 weeks ago.
He does look good with the boys.
Done well,
It's mad what a few wins can do for you in that league though, innit?
Yeah.
They can just shoot you right up.
What are they? But
I know we're speaking about a time, but even Aiden looked good again in the highlights.
he's done his
He got a
hammy,
wee
no?
knock.
Has he done his hammy?
Aye, he got a wee knock.
He's been unlucky. See if he had kept a fully fit squad, could have been a really proper challenger for
I'm always
right,
quite critical of Hibs because it's just the Hearts connection, but realistically they've done
This is
quite
with
well.
Boyle as well for a big part of it, eh?
Well, Nisbet wasn't there for a big part of it. Like I said earlier, I know he wasn't playing at the weekend, but the fact that he's just back and around the squad and stuff and playing, I think that he's got 8 goals or something, and he's only played. I don't even think it was like double-figure games yet. So that's been a bonus. But Boyle missing. Imagine they had all them fit.
Well, that was my point a few weeks ago when I said it. I think they've got obviously Boyle, Nisbet, Big Ewan. I can't say his second name, boy Max, the Ukrainian boy Max.
He's a good player.
Aiden, you've got 5 very good attackers there. So
They don't play
also on a
Hearts
good wee run now,
anytime.
but they have got a tough run of fixtures now.
They don't play Hearts anytime soon, do they?
No,
That's probably a good thing because they'll just bring them back.
but they've got. I'm sure they've got Rangers, Celtic, and Livy in the next 3.
And the fact he lost Porteous as well, eh?
I know, that's what I think.
He's probably the best player, isn't he?
Somebody you've got, by the way.
Somewhat.
Somebody you've
Oh,
got.
that
there.
was looking good.
Fat
That
after
was
the
looking
weekend,
good.
Bit hairy, innit?
I ate so much shite the weekend, did I?
I eat shite
After you
every
get beat, mate,
weekend.
I just eat fucking shite.
Are you going a food thing? did you?
Honestly, mate,
Piece and shite.
a breast stink as well.
You have got a bad breath.
Brush my teeth with my bath water.
How's the fitness going for Anfield?
Flying, mate.
Any new
10Ks
reports?
are- the 10Ks are right done, man. I think I'm back to peak fitness levels.
Do you know what the Celtic boys are embarrassing themselves? You're all trying to get pure fit. These Liverpool guys are there just to enjoy themselves.
No, mate.
Steaming
I
that.
don't know if you heard
What's your
me.
10k time?
Just now I'd probably be able to do
40?
10K and no, 45 I'd give myself.
Mate, that's very good.
22 and a half for a 5K
That's
I'd
very
probably...
good.
Maybe a wee bit quicker, mate. Maybe 44. If I proper went for it.
Fair play. You big man.
What about the guy who's actually
I
meant to be getting fit?
did a 5k there just before Christmas and I was buzzing. I got down to 25 minutes. I was fucking
That's
delighted.
all right,
Aye,
mate.
it's not bad
Well
at
done,
all.
Kevin.
I was carrying the weight. I was
I say
carrying
that-
Because you were saying you were going to get fit, eh?
I am. Started the day. Started the day. Last Monday it was a bad week. Last Monday I had food poisoning. Fucking food poisoning last
So you
week.
did,
So you
aye.
did, your arse was in tatters.
I'm only
Mate,
going
do you know what was the best part about it? See, after that last week, mate, that's the best steak and chips I've had for a long time.
It was really nice.
3 years later, boys, your belly's fucked.
I was fucking struggling. See,
That's
oh,
steak,
Wasn't that steak and chips, mate? You can't get that off steak.
of course you can. It could be shite steak.
That wasn't a shite steak, that was lovely.
Also, there could have been a bit of raw chicken cooked.
Bacteria.
and
It could have been.
What did you eat yesterday? Dinner-wise?
Yesterday we got a Chinese.
What did you get?
So we got, because I was being quite healthy, we got a beef and black bean sauce, green pepper.
beef and black beans,
wolf.
good.
Got a Chinese chicken curry, breasted chicken curry chop. We got a chicken chow mein.
Fuck's sake.
It's not healthy whatsoever.
Chicken chow mein, 2 chips, 2 rice, and prawn balls, sweet and sour sauce.
Prawn
Put
balls,
ketchup
that's
in it?
bogging,
Mate,
man.
it's nice, man.
Isn't
What
it?
about you, Paul?
Like his dick and batter. His dick and
What did you
batter.
have?
What did they have yesterday? Mama made us macaroni.
Oh, nice.
Fucking
Oh,
rotten.
What, she
tomato
made it
sauce
for-
on it.
what,
Tomato
scratch?
sauce on it,
Tomato
guaranteed.
sauce on
She
it.
made it for scratch.
Rotten.
What, just a plate of macaroni?
It was a big fucking tray, mate, and we were all going in like that. And see, looking at it, mate, the colour of it, I was like, that's not right. And then, but my uncle and that was doing.
The orange one,
German,
the
no,
David Orange.
German, no, he did, German one. A German man came down.
And he had a big bowl of macaroni.
We were all sitting there, man.
So who's stinking?
Yeah, all looking around each other, see that way you could tell nobody was enjoying it, but I felt sorry for her. It
Was it on, mate? Was it too floury?
tasteless.
That's
I had a black
sometimes
rooster.
okay. Did you, mate?
That's what we have after games.
Nice.
The bus, aye. Black
Fucking
rooster.
mere money in a
Mixed
mixed pocket.
line,
Stop
aye.
that, mate. He's got enough. What was your order?
Wrap and chips. Basics, fuck, mate.
What would you have?
I had a steak and sausage homemade casserole.
So you never learned your lesson for the last steak? I gave you food poisoning. Nah, fuck it, away another end.
Steak and sausage casserole in the slow cooker.
I hate a casserole, mate.
Disgusting.
What did we have?
Would you rice and potatoes? or-
Puff pastry and roast potatoes.
Is that
and
watery
veg.
sauce in it?
Then you
The casserole?
cook.
I love cooking, mate.
Aye.
Mate, have you got an air fryer?
Nah, I need to get one.
Somebody keeps telling me they're on
Nah, mate. Mate, you shove a live chicken in and arrabbiata just comes out of nowhere. Seasoning on it and all that. I swear to God. The things this machine does, mate, isn't normal.
Is it, huh?
You put anything in, it just comes out like something different. It's fucking
I've said
crazy.
that,
You need to get one. It'll
get
change
rid
your
of
life.
the
Like a sick hammer and bring fad to you.
I swear to God, that's what happens. Put him in, come out, skin unbelievable. It's frightening.
Brad Pitt come out.
Didn't want that. The faddy man done me more.
We've never asked this. What's your McDonald's order?
Never.
We got
Hate
McDonald's. We got McDonald's Saturday
Oh,
night.
do you know what it's killed me this
I was
morning?
desperate for a big tasty and they're taking that after day
tasty.
for me. What a weekend.
Big tasty with extra sauce.
I love big tasty.
I think McDonald's
sauce is
absolutely
incredible.
sauce is
knackered, mate.
unbelievable.
Uh,
I do like. I have noticed on the bus shelters they've advertising for the Grand Big Macs back.
why are you hanging about bus shelters?
No, just when I'm driving by.
Alright. The Grand Big Mac, that's what I had.
I like the Big Mac sauce, but mine's would be. Mine's would be a Big Mac meal with 20 nuggets.
Aye, but a lot of
On
people.
the, and you put the nuggets on the burger?
No, just at the side.
Side,
A lot of people do that. I don't know much people that order just a meal. It's always been
Yeah,
nuggets
you
at
need
the side.
sides, didn't you?
Aye.
The wee cheesy bites were, I had them Saturday.
I like cheesy bites, but I don't like the bit. What is it's in them now?
Yeah, jalapenos.
Jalapeno bites.
What about last thing Burger King order?
Double bacon.
You only get a
XL
Burger King at the airport, though, didn't you?
The only one I
Was it
like
a
out of
double-
these KFC. I don't mind a KFC. I think
you get?
KFC.
Zinger Tower?
by far
Zinger
the best,
Tower
aye.
meal.
Oh, Zinger
Zinger
Tower's
Tower.
naughty, man. Oh,
Zinger Tower's fucking dynamite.
I love chicken wings, mate. Oh, see,
Where's the best?
fried
Where's the
chicken wings.
best chicken wings?
Bucks.
Mate, I was going to say
So
Bucks
aye.
Bars chicken
Bucks
wings
chicken
are
wings are
brilliant.
good.
I know. I've not come across any that I've beat that. But when you go, I don't know. It's that fucking Frank sauce.
Guarantee
like-
your popcorn chicken.
Macaroni sauce.
I hate popcorn, so you get a funny taste to it. Don't know where to cook that. Don't like it at all. I don't like KFC.
Your head's gone in it.
I'm kind of
That
like that
faddy
faddy
comes
one.
down, yeah, aye.
The air fryer, eh? I'm going to buy one of them today.
Mate, they're the
Put my
best thing
dad
in
in
the
it.
world.
Boys.
You got the
No.
double one.
No,
You
you
got
want
the
to
double
keep
one.
one?
Aye, 2 trays.
I keep trying to get
You
Linden's.
get Steven for this game?
No chance.
No, put stuff in your body now.
I'm a fuck.
What will you drink?
Take that
Is that how you having to get a game at the weekend?
Cancelled it.
Go to
Mate,
postpone
training
it
either.
for the final, aye.
They training either. I've got a wedding next week. We'll not be training there either.
And then the next, you can say Liverpool.
Postpone it,
Liverpool,
yeah.
I know.
Liverpool, aye, that's
Cancel
coming up
that, I
soon,
know. What's so this is the stage you start looking at holidays. Any holidays you're
I
thinking
have
about
booked
going?
already.
Where are you going?
We're going to Puglia in Italy, me and her, and then just taking the boys out to Spain somewhere.
Good.
Tenerife or something, a couple of weeks.
Aye.
Puglia, where's that in Italy? Is that near it?
I think. Sounds like Italy.
I'm looking.
Fancy it, wee man.
How come I meet? What were you?
I would like to go on holiday, but 5 lanes, wife's a teacher.
Butlins,
Got to
innit?
go peak time. I was looking at Butlins.
What about you, Andy? Andy, where are you going?
You love life. Is it not your stag do?
No, next year, the year after, you're coming.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, if he's
Where's that
back,
going to be?
maybe.
Mate,
Greatest place in the world.
Kevin's no band for them now.
No, he's allowed in.
Anything else you want to speak about, or is that us done?
Any, what's the whereabouts of Sam
No,
Smith?
Paul.
Anything to report on Sam Smith?
Callum Davidson's boot with Stevie Miller.
Callum Davidson was listed last night, Sam Smith.
You always ask a good football question to finish, like who's the
quiz
best at
question?
this or who's no, like an actual opinion one. Who's the best at this or whatever.
Right, well, here's one. I'm going to ask a quiz one first. What team is about to set the greatest league points, goals conceded ever in one season? It's happening in the top 5 leagues in Europe. It's a team in top 5 teams in Europe. They're about
Yeah,
to set-
I'm at Barcelona. Boom! Boom!
And they've
What
con-
about-
I mean,
what
they-
about Chelsea?
Wait, hear this.
No. That's it, Enza.
They've conceded 7 goals this season.
Javi's a goth, isn't it? Callum Davidson's the same.
Aye, he loves
Him and
that,
Javi, they're in the same WhatsApp group,
Aye.
aren't they?
A Barcelona back, Paul.
Callum Davidson and...
But they drew with Man U, too.
Yeah, no.
Tommy Wright.
What are you wearing to this? What were you wearing?
I seen a cream suit and Slaters I really liked.
A cream suit?
Remember the one we seen?
That'd be nice. That'd
Just
be
the
nice.
bad with the reflection of your teeth.
I'm trying to think.
Used
Looks that good.
Used to yell for that.
My teeth are so yellow. Anybody want to whiten my teeth? I'd take that.
Can anybody,
So bad.
can we keep this in? Is anybody out there that can, I'm going to bring my guitar next week. Can you, anybody give me a few lessons just to up my standard? I'll bring it next week, right?
You gonna sing?
I don't know sing, I'll just strum it.
I think you should sing that wee Wooly song you made up all the years
That was-
ago.
Oh, that was good.
That was a good song.
No, I'm at a certain level now I can play, but I just need to go to the next level. So if there's any guitar teachers out there, get in touch. 1-to-1 be better.
Get GMS.
Females.
Does he play?
Mate, very well.
What does he
Play whatever you
nursery
want.
rhymes, innit? He just plays nursery rhymes.
Alamori.
Why don't you get, mate? Why don't we get GMS to come in?
And used to do
You should give a wee bit of guitar.
Proclaimers.
lessons.
Used to like Proclaimers.
We'll do a duet, he'll play and I can sing. We're going to Proclaimers.
We'll get you classics. Oh, mate, that would be incredible, man. If you go, will you send back?
No yet. No yet.
Right, is that us done?
Wait, one more
I've got
before we
loads
go.
to do.
One more before we go. I don't know.
That's us.
Done. It's done. It's done.
We're done.